and welcome to Portman Road. This sound indicates an important announcement.
Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends, and welcome to your Thursday night preview show. I'm your host, Martin the Governor Lambert. I can see the chat is already getting busy, and I love a busy chat. I truly, truly do. Bit of housekeeping first and foremost. For those watching on Facebook, welcome. You are more than welcome. However, there is a StreamYard issue with Facebook at the moment, so we are coming to you via a diversion. Oh, I'm doing Bobby on Travel on Radio 2. We're coming to you via a diversion. If you'd like to have your comment on the screen, head over to our YouTube channel, Home Dressing Room, or just put into YouTube, Talking Town ITFC. You'll find us, no doubt about that. And obviously, join us there, and you can have your comment on the screen, such as Diggy has here, as Michael Finch has here. Alternatively, I will try and do some back and forth action from the screens, but I can't promise I'll pick it all up, obviously. But yes, there we go. That's done and dusted. Hopefully, StreamYard will have it fixed soon enough. Crunchy's in the room. The GOAT, Colin Plum, is in the room. We've got Gaming Evening All, the good doctor, Zach King in the room. George Nunn, the legend. How's everyone? Hope you're all well. George, rumour has it, came within like this close to Gilly this afternoon. Rumour has it. He could not confirm. Neilson, sorry. Everybody, we are going to win this weekend. Yeah, we probably will. It's the town way. When games don't matter, we'll probably put out 3 goals, 3 points, and a drill hat trick. I don't know about that one. Anyway, right, on the show this evening. Good evening, the Darrents. Welcome in. Thanks for your contribution to Ko-Fi. Thank you. Harry Butcher, Crunch, and my dad also got at 3 a.m. Long old days. Lee Brown, there's loads. Absolutely love it. Right, let's get some talking points on the board. We've got some season ticket compensation options and fan thoughts. We'll pick it up again. We finished off yesterday. We get Mike Brown. He had McDonald's Wi-Fi. He had hamster Wi-Fi yesterday. Hopefully the kids aren't playing Call of Duty, and he can deliver some thoughts. We've got Ben, the Milk Tray Adams, join us as well. Give us his thoughts. I've had a couple of people message me and tell me they're not happy with this, that, or the other. So we'll run into that. I had one person message me, an elderly person, who said they'll get a £5 back. That can't be right. Surely a £5. I mean, it was, but for what I could tell, that they were telling me. But maybe that needs looking at. I don't know. Paul Cook press conference reaction. We've got several bullet points we'll pull apart. We've got the worst player to play in the market events era, Group 2. And I'm sure Ben and Mike may have brought a couple of extra players to discuss. And then we've got transfer speculation. Andre Dazelle linked to Blackburn. And then the one you're all really waiting for, the monthly giveaway. Right, that's done. That's dusted. Before we do so, you can support us on Ko-Fi. We thank every single one of you, from monthly to one-off donations. They all count and build this platform. Let's bring in our first guest. Let's bring in, he's everybody's favourite milk tray. Ben, how you doing, brother?
Very good, thank you. Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a fantastic week. Another cracking weekend of football ahead. Cool, we're excited.
We absolutely are not. That was absolutely fake. James, Warren, Elmer, Hope Dazelle goes. Matt Stannard believes Mike Brown is brokering the Dazelle deal. We'll come on to Andre Dazelle sort of soon. But season ticket options announced yesterday. You heard what I just said there regards to that elderly customer. Under 19's free, under 12's free. There is some people sort of falling through the gaps, though, isn't there?
There is, but I'm wondering what kind of comprehensive thing you could do to actually fit everyone. And there are lots of different circumstances out there for people with tickets. For me, a personal thing, it doesn't matter. I haven't had one in 5 years, and I'm the only person in my household going.
Plastic. So,
yeah, I know, totally. But if you've got more than one person in the household, that's an issue. I do think they should have had perhaps a comprehensive across the board discount as an act of good faith, or say something like the first 3 games free, or come and the drinks are on us. Little things like that. Doesn't have to be major. I wasn't expecting major. This is business now.
PR,
and if our transfer money is linked to our income, that's a huge consideration to make. But there are 100 different scenarios to make people happy with season tickets. You can pick one, and I think it's probably the one with the least damage. I think. Most of which probably involves currency that stays in business. So it's we'll deposit, I don't know, £15 into your online account that should be spent on in the club shop. Well, most things in the club shop start at 25. So, straight away, people are going to go there, and you're going to complain. Of course you are, because you're going to say, well, everything's at 25, but it's a PR. Hello, boss. It's a PR stunt, and it works. But I just felt that I think more than anything. It's about value. Right now, if you'd have a season ticket right now, you wouldn't be getting value for money. If we were third and trying to knock on the door of the automatic promotions and we were doing well, people wouldn't mind so much. They'd be willing to pay the money. But at the moment, you need to see what you're buying. We don't know what we're buying yet. The squad's going out, a new squad's coming in. So we have no idea what it's like a car being built for you, and you haven't seen a picture of it. You don't know what the engine size is. You don't know how much it costs to insure. You're just going on word of mouth. So let's see the product, and then let's see how happy people will be to invest the money in it. Like Groupon, isn't it? When you get, businesses come on Groupon, they do it for a reason. You get new management signs outside pubs. Yeah. Normally under new management for reasons. This is under new management. But you need to tell the folks at home, maybe this isn't old management, just under a new. And I'm absolutely no doubt about that it's not. But just, and obviously the free iFollow situation floating around. Yeah. They're listening, though. I think they're listening. This is they said it themselves. This is a learning curve, and our ears are open. So look, they're going to get bits wrong. They don't know English football. They have no idea. Things will go wrong, but I don't mind that as long as they listen. So if they come out next year and say, "Do you know what, guys? We heard it last season. This didn't work and this didn't work. Here's how we're going to rectify it. And by the way, good, enjoy your championship football. Learning, nothing wrong with learning. Nothing wrong with that at all." No, you're absolutely right. No, and I've got every faith that this in this ownership. I haven't been excited like this for months. I've been excited for months leading up to it for what I've known and what I've been told, etc., etc. But obviously, my role is a bit hard sometimes, because people see these shows and they say, "Oh, Martin, look at this," or "Martin, this is it. This is my," and I have to try and bring everyone together, all the fans, all the opinions, and some are really good. Like Crunch is really happy. All 3 are free. Some today were saying, "I'm going to get a £5 back. That can't be right." And I'm thinking, well, it doesn't sound right, but it probably is. We'll try and balance that. Right. Few comments. We've got Fixed Blues 49ers Google user. Is it a Ford Fiesta by any chance? Freddie says Ford Fiesta. No, he's going. Don't worry about that. Oh, he's gone, mate. Nick Muller. New sponsors next season too. Absolutely. Keep your eyes peeled for that one. Michael Finch. We'll only see the product after the early bird price has gone. MW. I'm happy with under 19s. I'm the 12 being given next year free. I'm happy to have paid 10 quid for iFollow. It's cheaper than going to the game. And let's face it, this year was poor. Matt Stannard, you being Yoda, Gov. Bring a balance year. In this shitstorm of a year, £10 is a small price to pay to look forward to something. Before it all went awful, at least it was something to look forward to, because Christ knows there's not been a lot else. So for me, I'll take it, but that's me. Eleanor asked a fantastic question. Who do you think will win Golden Month for April? We'll bring Mike Brown in a second. But first of all, today's show is sponsored, well, not sponsored with, but it's partnered with Mask Creations in Bury St Edmunds. They're run by an Ipswich Town fan called Sam. High quality bespoke web and software development. So if you need a website or any software, head to their maskcreations.co.uk. There'll be an advert a bit later on in the show. But head there and they'll help you out. Right, let's bring in everyone's favourite fisherman, shall we? Here he is. No. Pretty Caroline, stone cold stunner. She was a winner, started working at the dime. Serves this up her mind to count your blessings, 'cause it's telling fair. Put you down and leave you there, don't make them scared. It's the ugly truth. How they coming for you. I don't know what to say on that, really, other than Mr. Mike Brown. Your family are tuning in, Mike, because my viewers went from up by about 7. So all your kids are watching, Mike.
I think my boy Jake does. I don't know if my son Josh will be, because I don't think he gets a very good signal. He's gone fishing for
and the in-laws. Don't forget the in-laws.
Sorry?
Don't forget the son-in-law. He watches. He's been on the show.
Oh God, Liam, yeah.
Mini Mike.
Yeah, we've had
really
debates regarding a certain young player, but
Welcome in the stud of Talking Town. There he is.
I just after
look at
Richard today, I was like, do you know what I mean? If it's product placement and how it sort of looks on you, I'm thinking, well, let's go for it,
Absolutely. Oh, I do love you.
Let's not mess around. Look, come on.
Let's not mess around. Now, we got some of your thoughts yesterday, but cock, says Crunchy76. Right. Season tickets. You gave us some thoughts yesterday. Just give us what you're thinking now. You've had a chance to sort of digest and hear what Ben said, etc.
I think the problem is, because we've had an absolute shocking season, haven't we? I think that's where a lot of people, are fallen victim to the fact that we've had an absolute shocking season. When we feel like we've all gone to a top class restaurant and been fed, gravy and chips every day, and let's be honest with you, it's all right if you like gravy and chips, but the reality is that it gets boring after, gets boring after a while. And I think the problem is like,
is drilling the gravy or the chip?
Gravy and chips is actually quite good. I feel like someone shat all over my rice.
Like somebody's mashed my potato with their dirty stiletto. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a strange one, isn't it? I'm still under the thing. Look, these new owners who I have absolute faith in. I've never felt this excited for a long time about ownership of this club, and we've gone from gutter trash to diamonds. That's the way I see it, and
like that.
We have, and the owners they're not going to get it right, but at the same time, people need to stop moaning about it and just see whether the owners are going to listen. And maybe, I see people on social media going, I'm going to be writing emails to the club.
I don't think it's moaning. I don't think it's moaning. I think it's people with, their own family life, their own family setup, their own financial sort of strain and or not strain or whatever it may be, whatever the situation may be. But so, and like the elderly person today, £5 because of the price of their season ticket means they're going to get back a £5. And that's almost, you'd have been better off just saying nothing to somebody like that, because a £5 just seems like it's a bit of a slap in the face. But I do get your opinion, and I don't want to dwell too much on it tonight. We spoke on it last night. But if people want to get in touch with me with their concerns, they're more than welcome to do so.
Here's a question. Can I just ask a different question on that? Because I've been quite quiet on this and really thinking about it. If someone offered you...
Not like you.
Yeah, exactly. If someone offered you 20 games ago that next season they're not going to quite get the season tickets right, not everyone's going to be happy, but you're going to get your debt written off, you're going to get a new manager, you're going to be promised a large kitty, and the whole squad's going to be cleaned out, would you take it?
Yeah, good point.
Would you take
Very
it?
good point. Very good point.
Because I'll snap
that
your
is exactly,
arm off.
I honestly believe if we'd have won this, if we'd have won this championship this season with new owners, no one would have complained about money back on this season.
Yeah.
Possibly. I get there's people out there financially, but I know a family of 9 people that have got, 3 of their children go and the rest are all adults, and there's like 4 that are not getting refunds or getting any money back, and 3 kids that are going free next year. I mean, I know that some people does find it financially hard, but this is a club that needs financial support from us fans as well as.
But it is a business.
It is a business at the end of the day, if it was a charity, then great. But they're not a charity; they're a business.
Yeah.
And they've got
Ben Adams, Harry Butcher. Ben Adams talks so much sense. I just want to get that.
That'll stop. Don't worry. You wait till you see my formation. That'll all stop. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I know. It was all over the show. Ben Moore. So we had the disappointment of Paz when we could have signed Gabriel Batistuta. We had Clark Harris and got Hawkins. Who will it be this year? Good question. I'll tell you what it will be, or could be. Ben mentions there's some of the squad being cleared out. Well, let's move it on to Mike's favourite player, Andre Dazelle, being coveted by Blackburn. Rumours this morning, which got the Twitter ITFC fan base going up in arms about the man. What do we think of Andre being linked to Blackburn, Mike, and how quickly do you want to drive him now? Because
that weren't the best idea, but I'm tough. I can handle it. Look, he's not stood out as a player in League One. He's not been, to me, he's an average player. If Blackburn want him, go, bye. I'm in negotiations with the owner and chairman to try and get the deal done, as some probably aware, But I mean, look, good luck to the boy. I mean, look, at the end of the day yes, he's Ipswich through and through. Well, his dad was Ipswich through and all that, and Dad was a fantastic player. We can't knock that. He's a human being, and I think that maybe all of us have given him some of us have given him a bit of a hard time. But at the end of the day, look, for me, he's not good enough. He really isn't. Not at this level. If he happens to progress in 2 or 3 years and makes it as a professional footballer at a higher level, then good luck to the lad. For me, I just haven't seen enough this season to suggest otherwise. So
okay,
yeah.
All right. Ashley Bell says, and I'll ask you the same question in a second, but Ashley Bell, if we sell him, we need to negotiate a big old sell-on clause. Stop it coming back to bite us in the arse. Matt Stannard. That's why your wife wasn't good yesterday, Mike. You were on the road. Crunch 76. Dazelle has as many assists as Mike has caught fish. Nigel Price for watching him. If you search on Google for Dazelle rumours, and Ben Moore, not going to happen. We have him on a contract. Look at Jason Dazelle. Was he pulling up Treating home through at the start? He'll be good, hopefully, for us next season.
That's the problem right there. That's the problem. He's not his dad. And that's a weight around that boy's neck. And I like what you were saying, Mike, because what you were saying there is really balanced. We're separating the person from the player. Now, as a player, we have been critical of him, and rightly so, I think. That's what you are when you're a footballer. But also for him, I would like him to develop, because we all know he's got skill there. There's no question about that. For me, I think perhaps there's an issue of his dad's name weighing him down. It's like when a son takes over a really successful business. One of the biggest issues is you are not your old man. You've got to make it your own. So he would do good with freedom, I think. Get that monkey off your back. Get that name away from you, because the Dazelle name means nothing at Blackburn. And if that's going to give you a bit more freedom and lower people's expectations, it might be a really good thing for him. And I hope he can, wherever he goes, he finds it.
A prime example is Kasper Schmeichel, isn't it? I mean, he's not played for Man United. He's gone to Leicester City, and he's not made his name. He's not made it at Man United. And people going, well, it was only because his dad played for Man United. The reason why he's playing for Man United. Yeah. He's gone to Leicester City and won things with them, and he's done his own thing. And I think that's something that maybe Andre Dazelle needs to do. Look, as we rightly say, he is human, and we have been critical of him as a player. I should imagine he's a lovely lad, but I just think it's like you said, Ben. It's far too much weight around his neck. He's dragging chains and balls and cannonballs behind him every time we play. Let the boy go. Let him develop. And
Yeah. Good point there by Tony Baker. He's not the only one. He's scapegoated, and I take that actually. I agree with that actually, because you can equally give that criticism to 10 other players. I think the reason he's scapegoated is because there's the biggest gulf between the reality and the potential. The rest of it, we know they're not very good, and we rate them accordingly. But with Dazelle, we all know there is so much more in him, and that's when it really hurts. It's frustrating. I think there is.
What are you basing that on, or are you doing what you often say Town fans do, and that's looking at the academy players through misty eyes? Because what has he done? But what has he done to show you there's talent there? Because one ball every 90 minutes. Kevin Brew did one good ball every 90 minutes. I love Kevin Brew, by the way.
He's surrounded in a team of players who do no good balls in every 9 minutes, and at this level, that makes a difference. 90.
Then people are saying about Downs being a brilliant player and Dazelle being a brilliant player, and then you get people saying, well, Dazelle needs better players around him. Well, according to us fans, Downs is a better player. So, for me, Dazelle, I stand by it that we all agree. I think he needs to move on to another club and just make his own career away from Ipswich.
Yeah, so and go with our best wishes as well. Go with our best wishes.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I'd love it. Like I said, he has.
Does he not?
But
are you not concerned, Ben, that you've never seen Dazelle take a game over? You've seen McCormack come down here recently and take a game over. You've seen Rathbone for Rochdale take a game over. You've never seen. Like, normally, if you've got that ability which you're talking about, everything
Yeah.
goes right at least once in 46, where you look just world class.
Yeah,
Are you concerned you're not
clock
seeing that?
right twice a day. No, not really. It's been so long since I've seen any of our team do that. I've forgotten what it feels like. That is the level I've set myself, and until that changes, it might be a different thing if you ask me this time next year. But I'm sorry, but it's been 3 or 4 years of this. So the fact that I'm not seeing it from him, just another one I'm not seeing it for. How cynical is that? Jesus.
If he was that good, he would have had more starts last season.
Well, but managers' opinions and different things about that. What about the deal? Because I wouldn't be against a loan deal. Like if Blackburn want to have him, fine, loan him for a year. We can discuss a mandatory fee for whatever milestones or optional fee or whatever. But maybe a year championship level off the bench, 12 to 15 starts, a new area, new people. If we go up next year, we could be getting a more complete player that's either worth more money to sell on to the higher leagues or better for us. Do we have to sell him now? Is that something we can now look at under new ownership? Do we have to sell him or can we just loan him to a better team?
I'd be up for that.
Good question. I like that. That's a great question. I love that.
Yeah, I'm with you, Ben. I think that's a great shout. We don't. I think Martin has a very good shout. We don't have to. I just don't think he's ready yet. I think. I think he needs. Yeah. He does need to go out and develop his potential. That word is, I've seen loads of kids have potential and they've not reached it. Connor Wickham, one of them, really. I know he got picked up, but not really done it, has he?
We could argue Jordan Rhodes. I know he's back in the news again this week, but he had a couple of really amazing seasons afterwards. But he's not done the level I thought he might do. He's gotten good, but he's not that great. And this is why we're in a shout with him, because he's on his way down. I don't know. He's been through enough clubs. I think you make your own luck after a certain point. The only reason he's been mentioned with us is because he's on the way down. Be under no illusion. And I'm not a fan generally of signing ex-players. Although to balance that out, Darren Murphy done as well. So who knows?
Eventually, it took him 5 years.
Yeah, it did. It did.
It took him 4 years. I think it was out of a 5-year period.
We need 25, 26-year-old players. We don't need, maybe a 29-year-old, experience, bit of experience and that. But we do need that. We do need that 25, 26-year-old players, not 31-year-olds. Because, if we are to be taken serious as a big club and we are to be taken serious in the league next year, then we got to be serious about our transfers and the recruitment, I think.
Well, yeah. But if you look at Ashton's overall recruitment, most of it has been, and there's not a sort of one area. It's around the world. It's been Frenchmen, Italians, Germans, all sorts of different nationalities, Scandinavians, etc. But they're always between sort of 18 to 26. And then you've got a sprinkle, and I do mean a sprinkle of 30, 31, 32 players, but they're normally players coming down from the top level, such as, a defender coming down from a Premier League Villa at the time to Bristol City. Then add instant, a bit like Mowbray, add instant quality there and then. But really, the transfer recruitment policy under Ashton at Bristol City has always looked like it's like Adam Webster. We'll take him off you for a nominal fee, which really was. And we'll sell him for 30 million or we'll make
How much did we sell him for in the end? How much did we?
3 million? 3 million? 3 or 4 million? And I think they turn it like bang. And then a year, he got up the Premier League for 30 million quid. I think that deal alone was probably one of the reasons why any owner was looking at him. I mean,
I think whoever's working, if that's who he's working for you, and you bring in that deal, if you do that in a city with a contract or something and stocks and shares, you'll just make millions. You'll go right to the top. I love that. Great. I mean, look, put it this way: can our transfer policy be any worse? First and foremost, forget ability. Start with fitness. It all works from fitness. We could sign 6 of the best players in the championship. But if they're playing 6 games a season, it ain't worth anything.
This is the reason. Yeah, I would go with Piggott. I was talking to Cruncher about that earlier, but Rhodes I wouldn't go for. I really wouldn't. He's not pulled up any trees at all. I don't think he'd excel in this league anymore. He's 31 years old. Like I said, if we need serious players to get us out of this league. you know, and what we don't want is, you know, Rhodes left because, you know, there was a lot of problems between Rhodes. I think I might be wrong here. This is just me saying it. Between Keane and his dad, wasn't it? Because I think Keane was not happy, or Keane got, you know, something to do with Jordan's dad, and I think then Jordan decided he wanted to go, and Keane got rid of him. You know, I think, look, you know, we've got. I mean, I'm a great fan of that Mullins at Cambridge. He's out of contract. He's banged in 29 goals. He knows where the net is. I know it's League Two, and all people go, oh, no. But you know, there's 29 goals is no mean feat in League Two. You know, and especially when you're head and shoulders everybody else. He's what, 26, and then we've got Piggott, who's what, 20, 25, 26.
Yeah. Here's a good question then. On that, it's a general question, because I think you two know more about the expanse of football around Ipswich more than I do. Is the gap between the Championship and League One bigger than the one between League One and League Two?
Yes.
Yeah, so going for a League Two player with 29 goals would not be considered well, we might as well go and sign a Vauxhall Conference player. It's like they're actually of a similar ilk to us. Yeah. It's not completely,
I think he's in a bit of a purple patch, which is why people go, you know, because if you look at his career over as a whole, this is his one Darryl Murphy year. Yeah, I think the question is, the guy from Cambridge, as Mike mentioned, or Jordan Rhodes as a third striker, your option off the bench. I think that's what you're looking at, because in a 4-2-3-1, I don't think either really are the one. They don't fit. But when you need a goal to win a game or salvage a game, but like David Nugent now is in that part of his career where he's coming on to do something. You know, that's where you're looking at those sort of players.
Oh, there. The one that got away. Oh,
I think Rhodes off the bench last 20 minutes. Brilliant.
Everywhere Nugent went, he scored goals. Everywhere Jordan Rhodes,
especially against us, he did.
That's the big difference. We need, like you said, you're right. I agree. We do need that player to come in that has gone and scored goals at every, you know, Premier League, Championship, you know, and like I said, off the bench, banging.
But actually, I was going to say, sorry, I actually think the fans need to maybe look at a different style of striker, and not necessarily what their goal record has been or is. You still got a good goal record, don't get me wrong, but it's more about power, pace, power, strength, ability to bring but the ability to bring the three behind him who are going to be lightning quick. They'll be your goal scorers in a 4-2-3-1. You know, you look at what Freddie from Portsmouth was saying about Cook's 4-2 with Portsmouth. It was about the three behind being the best in the team, and the one in the middle was to occupy two centre-halves, create space, be strong, hold the ball up. I don't get that with Jordan Rhodes. I don't get that with Piggott. You know, you're going to...
Piggott's got pace, though, isn't he?
He has got pace. He has.
So is Mullins. They're both. And if you think about it, you got Piggott, Mullins, and then Norwood. Do you know what I mean? I know Norwood's injured, but he would be a player that you could.
Now that's a name I love.
Yeah,
Britta Sombolongo. That guy just knows where the goal is, and every time I see him, I would love Britta. I mean, now we're getting to love territory, but Britta Sombolongo. Wow, Chris Wardman. What we need is a great coach set up to bring players on. And as Ben says, fitness, peace, he will ensure the team will play to full 90 minutes. Absolutely, he will. Who am I picking? Do you know what? I haven't thought about it, Cruncher.
Let's say who is the next James Norwood out there? Clearly a talented player and was scoring goals and was a great player for the team before us. And I still argue could be for us. But he can't stay fit. And when he gets back on and he's banging in a few goals, injured again.
Mm-hmm.
Go back to that comment. Go back to that comment. That comment about Norwood, buddy. The previous comment to that. That Norwood.
James Reed. Norwood scores.
He scored 30 goals. Yeah. But he's been injured, right? And to say that's the type of comment is the reason why we are as a club, because that was a Marcus Evans comment. Do you know what I mean? That was under Mark. You know, I just don't agree with comments like. I'm sorry, but that's his opinion. I get that, but you know, Norwood for me. Whenever he has played, is always the only player in that front line that looked like he's going to score goals. The rest of them,
agreed.
You know, it's no good. So okay, you know, but he's been injured, and that is his biggest problem.
Okay, right, moving it on. First of all, I want to give a big shout out to our man Ashley Bell. He got some merchandise today. Look at him. He is looking
that picture.
Lightning. Look at that, Ash. You're looking
always
good,
trust
man.
a bearded man. Yes,
in a Talking Town t-shirt. Absolutely, absolutely. Ash, appreciate you, brother. Thank you ever so much. Right. Paul Cook press conference. We've got some comments here to pull apart. Speaking of goals, we don't even score a goal at the minute. I've never been around a football team like this. As fans, have you ever been around a football team like this where you literally forget goal? You can replace that with we don't have a shot on target at the minute.
Yeah.
Ever seen that before as a fan in your years of watching football, let alone being a Town fan?
Maybe when Derby got relegated.
Under Paul Jewell, another one of our fine Hall of Fame managers.
Yeah, I know. It's no, the obvious answer is no. Of course we haven't, and it almost doesn't matter as long as we don't see it again. That's the bit for me.
Absolutely. Yep. He also went on to say it could have been in regards to players being released.
What's this match down? You think I'm bloody Captain Jack Sparrow? That is not my beard. That is the dangles of my excellent Talking Town hoodie. Very comfortable, very tight. Look at that. I
could have done it last Saturday at 4:45. I would have done it, and if I had done it, I'd have done it with no regrets. So, based on that, who do you think he would have released last week at 4:45? I'll give it for those that may be forgotten. I'll run you through the 1 to 11 that he could have chosen from. They are Cornell, Vincent Young, Wolfenden, McGuinness, Ward, Downs, Dazelle, Bennett, Bishop, Edwards, and Hawkins. So at 4:45 last week, who do you think he wanted to have released?
Well, Ward's gone, isn't he? From what I'm hearing.
It's not about who's gone. It's about who do you think at 4:45 last week?
One has gone. Ward has gone, from what I gather.
Is Ward gone? I didn't know that.
Yeah, yes, according to sources, yeah. According to it, yeah. But I don't know. Maybe I got it wrong. I don't know. But Bennett's, I'd get rid. I'm not been. Yeah, obviously Dazelle, Downs. I'd be question mark over Downs now.
But would he want to release him last week? This is about who do you think played so badly? Because he was not throwing people under the bus while saying we didn't compete, we didn't go for second balls, we didn't want to win the game, there was no guts, no glory, blah blah blah. So if I could have released him at 4:45 last week, I would have done. So who do you think he walked off that pitch thinking, "Fuck me, get me his agent on the phone now, I'm going to release him"? Who played that badly to have him that way?
Ward, definitely.
Definitely Ward. Ben?
First game in 2 years I haven't watched.
For fuck's sake.
Refused to. Couldn't do it. I actually went to Primark with my wife, which really says something about how bad we've become, really. To be fair, I'm ashamed of myself. So from what I saw in the highlights, who was it? Edwards who took the free kicks in the corners. What can you say? I don't think we even have the words that we could come up with. It's no point even criticising it, because when that's how far you've gone down, you just have to press a reset. But you can't even get cross at that. That's just life.
He went on to say, 100%, all my decisions have been made. I'm tired of listening to feeble excuses about why we don't play well. Coming to Portman Road and dominating football games. Who from? Yeah, feeble excuses why we don't play well. Want to average a guess?
What, who that would come from?
Yeah.
I don't know. What players are we talking about?
Yeah.
Injuries, fitness? Don't know. Good question.
Players, I think as a player, you always, it's never your fault as a player. It's always somebody else's fault. And as a human, I think that's probably the case.
Shift the blame.
You do. Two of the worst players last week, I'm sitting here thinking, and I don't want to say it, but they were. Dazelle and fucking Downs, they were shocking. Neither of them were ball winners. Neither of them were really putting a foot in.
Are you saying Dazelle didn't play well? That's a shock, isn't it?
I'm just saying, them two, I would be, if I was in Cook's position, last week I'd be having serious words with them two, because your midfield is the area where you win games, and you put, the fact that neither of them have got an assist this year. I'd be having them out. I'd be having Edwards out. I mean, no disrespect, but Edwards is better off in rugby league with them.
Shame, because he started off. Where was that player the first 6-7 games of the season? You thought, holy shit, he's going to tear it up now. But it's the fall from grace, which is the fall from that level, which is really disappointing. And that's not just that is the more mental side of the game. That's not because he lost ability, because he was just charging forward. Christ, had his top games then, he reminded me of, and please don't batter me for saying this, just in the way he would bomb forward constantly. Shefki Kuki, just get the ball and shoot down as quick as you can. I thought, wow. And then it stopped. 8 games into the season, finished like this, dried up. So I'm more disappointed for Guiwan, just because I know it's there and it's not now. And I wish it was. And I probably think he wishes it was. And I think Paul Cook wishes it was. And I don't think there's anything you can do to maybe bring him back to the level. I don't know. It's that disappoints me, because I actually like him as a player. I actually like him.
The brick top.
Dazelle was called out by Cook as playing well. I'm like,
yeah.
That was a strange one. That was a strange one to me.
Well,
I mean, I like Paul Cook's honesty, but he was watching a completely different player.
Yeah, I'm starting not to like it.
It was a whole midfield, you know. And yeah, we talk about this every week with the players and how we need to
doing this for months.
It's become like laborious, isn't it?
Well, he said himself, coming to Portman Road and dominating football games, are you messing? Come on, it's not going to carry on. So when you listen to Paul Cook today, what did you make of the press conference? What were your overall thoughts? Ben, kick us off on that.
I don't like it. And it's strange, because it's everything I've been asking for years. You know, we absolutely tore into Lambert for saying, oh, they're fantastic, my players, fantastic, you know, putting our shift every day. Well, we absolutely destroyed him for it. Mick McCarthy saying, oh, our team, we're fucking fantastic. All of that. We said, come on, tell the truth. Tell us what we all know. And now we have a manager that does it. And do you know what? It doesn't sit well with me. Did for a game, did for 2. But there's only so many times you can do that. And this worries me now. It really worries me, because I don't know if it will affect the players coming into the club thinking that's what's going to happen. He says in the same interview today, I'm not going to be here and they're going to throw the players under the bus. Then he threw them under a freight train. But then he said, I'm not going to throw them under the bus. Then he destroyed them all again. I can't quite work out what he's trying to do. I think it's as much frustration on his side as home facts. But if you had a bad day at work and your boss bollocks you, so what you doing? You go and think, God, I feel shit about that. You bollocks you every single day, week after week. You ain't going to get any better. But there is a balance to be had, because also you need to call out these players who are not doing anything to justify the vast sums of money, i.e. £18,000 a fucking week. I could pay off my mortgage in 2 years than that, to play like that. But there's something called too much of a good thing. We've all wanted it. Now stop. We get it. The players get it. This is not telling us anything new. Go about your business, do it quietly, and let's see what happens next season. Because you're going to get nothing. You're going to get no more support than what you've got by throwing them under the bus any more than you have. You've made your point. That's enough.
Okay, Mike, what do you think?
I kind of reiterate what Ben's just said. I think you made a very good point. I think, you know, it's been refreshing to hear him, you know, say, and we all know what he's seeing, and he obviously sees some of what we see and stuff like that. I guess the throwing under the freight train will happen at the end of the season, where we start seeing all these players disappear. You know, released, not getting a new contract, released. There'll be loads. I mean, you better go on Sky Sports and see Ipswich Town's player list being released. You know, that'd be. But at the same time, I think it's now time to say, look, you know, I'm not going to talk about performances anymore. We've got 3 games to play. Let's just go out there. You know, if he's going to throw them under the bus, my point is, if he's throwing these players, like Ben said, under a freight train, then maybe these players shouldn't be being played then. Because if he's throwing these players and then suddenly tomorrow, Saturday, we get these players playing, it's kind of a contradiction in its own terms. Because you're saying these players are shit, and yet you're picking them again for the game. So, you know, maybe it's time to start putting in some of these under-23s where you can start looking at these and the players that he says are, you know, that he has thrown under the bus. Let's get rid of stick him.
And it's interesting because in American sport, you don't get this. There are plenty of teams, and NFL, hockey, basketball. You know, I'm a Pats fan personally, and even when they have bad seasons and bad rotations, the managers tend not to do that. It's very much of a we're all in this together. It's a very Americanized thing. So this will be a very kind of different culture, I think, for the American owners who'll be watching this. Who'll be thinking, what the hell is he? What is this? Very different culture. I would actually argue you don't even get it too much in British football. It's a thing. We've been asking for it for so long, and I just don't think I like the taste of it as much as I thought. Do you know what I mean?
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It's a little bit.
Fair
It's a little bit. It's like having that lemonade with too much lemon in it now.
As Jimmy Gilson would say,
I get it.
Bit of a sour taste. Bit of a sour taste.
It was refreshing at the start, but right now I think he just needs to.
One of these.
If he's not happy with them.
20 of these, not good.
Mark Dowling, I can't think of any teams that play one up top only. We're going to need two serious attacking wingers with the goals. A lot of goals. Are they out there at this level? Simon Harris. If you're a player thinking about joining us, then maybe we're reluctant the way Cook is. Vicky Henderson, who's just joined us, it shows how bad things are. When Ben would rather do promo shopping than watching Ipswich. Right, we've got a quick message from our sponsor. Then we've got worse players. We've got Swindon. We've got all sorts, and the giveaway coming up. Welcome to Mass Creations, high quality web and software development. Wherever your vision, bring it to life with Mass Creations based in Bury St Edmunds. From web or mobile development to SEO and IT consultancy. Whatever your vision, get in touch with Mass Creations and join the list of companies from Terrace Life to Balm Music to have worked with them. Call today on 07896 904 571. That's 07896 904 571. Or head to masscreations.co.uk and access their 24/7 live chat. Mass Creations, proud partners with Talking Town. Ben stripped off in that advert.
I'm so hot, mate. I put the heating on, and this house is like the walls are 9 foot thick. So I'm just sitting here, just dripping in sweat. Sorry. Oh.
That's fine. The people at home.
Hang on, you got to apologise, haven't we?
He's going to put him in a chair. Of course he is. James Reed. Ben, what are you like? Right, we have got 4 players. We have got 4 players to choose from Group B. This is all inspired by Renaissance Statman, our friend. We love you. Michael Chopra, Toto Enciala, Casey Jackson, and Luciano Chiavelli. Worst player who we paid a fee for, this is. So Group B. On Monday's show, we had Paul Taylor go through from Group A.
I thought this was free. Bugger. Okay.
No, it will be in a bit. We've got 2. Okay. This is the first one. So, out of Group B, who was the worst? Luciano Chiavelli, Michael Chopra, Toto Enciala, or Caden Jackson?
Chopra for me.
Why?
Well, he came in, got himself in a bit of financial mess. The club bailed him out, and then he went. And then he couldn't be bothered to perform on the pitch, and then he buggered off. And yeah, so for me, Chopper all day long. I've got no time for him. Absolutely.
In no surprise, your apprentice says Chopra as well. Callie says Chopra. Mark Rattle says Jackson. The Karate Ant Jackson. Chopra's got a few goals here and there. Harry Butcher, Chopra, Duncan Wells, Jackson, Michael Jackson. Matt says Luciano Chiavelli, as does Lee Anderson. Ben, what do you say?
Jackson for me. Just because the amount of games he's actually played, he should be. I think have done better than he has. The rest were passing farts in the wind. But Jackson's actually been with us a long time, and I think should have developed more with the amount of games he's had. So for me, it's Jackson.
Yeah, it's a fair point. Yeah, I think we look at it. Jackson's not done much. Chopra, as Mike rightly says, scored a few goals.
Has Jackson had the service? Has Jackson really had the service?
Well, I've often argued that this year, but I'm defending these bunch of players.
No, I'm not saying.
Can't do it anymore.
To me, Jackson isn't the worst striker that we've had. Definitely not by miles. We got Drinnan.
Well, no, he's with Drinnan Hawkins, exactly.
You know, I've got one for you. I've got one for you later. Don't worry about that. I've got
for me, I just feel that if Jackson had a better midfield, supplying him with some balls and decent crosses instead of Rosette or hitting the first man, I think he might have done a lot better. But Shopper for me for the way he treats the club.
All right.
Sorry.
If my granddad will should be a bloke, all those ifs, buts, and maybes. I tell you what though, Chiavelli, is a tough one to be on the list because he's on there because obviously we paid the fee for him.
Yeah.
But it's really, he has no business being anywhere near that because he was a great player, hurt by injury. I liked him. Did you got any memories of the flying Argentinian winger?
He was a muchness really. A lot of pace, but no end product.
Yeah, not the same after his injury, obviously, was he, Ben?
He was like Gus Ulenbeek.
Gus Ulenbeek, that's a player.
That's a player.
I'll be honest with you. I can't really remember him. What can I say? That maybe that's as much as I can say for him. Didn't stick out in the memory long enough for me. I remember him being here. I remember watching him play, but nothing sticks out for me. So it's got to be Jackson for me, just because I can remember the things I don't like about him. So yeah.
Fair point. So on that basis, we are putting through who from Group B, because you've both said different things. So can we have an active chat? Decide this one is either between Michael Chopra or Caden Jackson. Get your answers in the chat.
Get in there. Yeah, that'd be interesting.
We'll go from there. On Monday's show, Group C is Lee Martin, Carlos Edwards, Tamas Priskin, and John Nolan. Yeah.
Cool, that's
well, that's the way it is. We've got one for Chopra, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Chopra, 2 for Jackson. Currently, Chopra is running away with it. But Jackson,
they're voting on the attitudes, not the talent.
But Jackson's just pulled it back within one. Chopra, Durrance, right. While that goes on in the chat, let's do our giveaway. We've got our first monthly subscriber giveaway for those that donate monthly through our Ko-Fi links. We thank you very much. Mike, you are one, I believe. Are you not?
Oh, yeah, thank you very much, yeah.
You are. So you're in the draw. This platform obviously costs money to do. I've just dropped the link for Ko-Fi in the chat. I really appreciate monthly donators as well as one-off donators. Both really help us further our goals. Obviously, monthly allows us to plan a bit more. Allows us to know roughly what we've got coming in, what we've got going out, and then what sort of tech we can buy, what sort of plans we can put together. It just puts us in a bit more of a stronger position. So thank you ever so much for all of those that does support us monthly, whether it's £2, £5, or whatever. For those that do contribute, I won't say their names. I don't want to embarrass them. More than £10, you have had an extra entry into the draw. Just as a way of saying thank you, because obviously, if you pay a little bit extra, it just makes sense, really. But from 2 to 5 to anything, it just helps us, Ben, plan, which I'm sure you can appreciate is important, particularly with next year with COVID, hopefully not being around. I've heard they're planning on fans in Stadia. Can you believe?
It won't be. They'll be gone by then. Don't worry about that.
Listen to that. Right. So the prize for the giveaway is a signed copy of Graham's fantastic book.
Oh, wow.
I've got 2 of these to give away. So we'll do 2 today. Signed for you. So that's that. Let's just hit the wheel and see which.
Baby.
Oh,
Matt Stannard.
Hey,
You have won our first ones. If you have a copy already, don't worry. I'm sure it's not signed, but if it is, even better, give it to a friend. Share the Tractor Boy Love around and get somebody else hooked on our journey, on our history, and where we come from.
That is a great read. That is a really good read, guys. I'll tell you, I love it.
It is. Right, next one. Let's do it.
Yeah, baby.
Simon and Nikki Wall, thank you very much again. I know Graham's been, obviously pushing it because we want to get to number 1, as do I. Talking Town's first number 1 best-selling author. That'd be awesome. But if you do have it, don't fear. Give it to a friend, give it to a neighbour, etc. Congratulations. That's our first one done. We've got some more. I've got loads in the back bedroom, loads of prizes. My wife finally said you better get rid of those. So here we are. Right. The winner of Group B was Michael Chopra. So Michael Chopra enters the next round.
It's fair.
It is. Free transfers, though, or players that were just bad under the Evans regime before we move it on to Swindon. What do we think, Ben? You've made a little list. On Monday's show, Amy brought 2 names for us, Ibrahim Sonko and Lee Martin. So anyone but those 2, please, sir, and we can pull it apart.
I'm quite caught between Jonathan Douglas and Giles Coke, who for me was just this terrible low point. Like when you look back in your life and say that was like a dark time. For me, that's just nightmare stuff. And then another one, Paul Taylor. We
had him on Monday, so we'll go with the first.
Okay. So I've got the equivalent of. So I've got the other one, Bailey Bajner. Have you had him yet?
Balan Banya.
Played 5 games, one as a sub, one on the FA Cup, 5 games, didn't score, binned off, but had a really cool thing. What do you say? No Bajner?
No party, no Banya, no party, or something like that. Okay. We've got these on every show, so apart from Sunday's show. So name me 2 that we can discuss in the chat and on the show. Give me 2 out of those 3.
Who, me or Mike?
Lee. Oh, yeah, well, you. Yeah, sorry. Or me?
Ben.
I'm sorry.
Jonathan Douglas, Giles Coke.
Okay.
And, those are the focus ones. Yeah.
Right. Mike, Jonathan Douglas and Giles Coke. What are your memories of them first and foremost? Because Giles Coke, I knew.
Jonathan Douglas. It was like watching me at 52 years old.
Don't give yourself down
in the midfield, watching the ball being kicked around. I'll never forget that Newcastle video. The fans came down, they videoed him, or when it was at Newcastle, when they videoed him. It was just like, he was completely, oh my days, should never have worn the town shirt whatsoever. And Lee Martin, well, I went to the players do with Lee when Lee Martin was at the club, and the final game he got booed off, and he was sat there in the players' lounge sulking like a 2-year-old. So I went up to him and I said, "You know what your problem is, don't you?" I said, "You play for Man United and you think you're better than what you really are." I said, "What you should be doing is getting your head down there and playing football rather than playing like you are the best player on the pitch when you're not." I said, "You wonder why the fans booed you."
What do you say?
He said, "Well, that's your opinion," and dropped off. So
Who remembers the days of Douglas and Skuse in midfield as the 2? Scugless. It was scandalous. I know it's Scugless. It was scandalous.
It was like there was a repelling magnet on the inside 18 yards sort of thing that would just ping out to the sides of them 2, wasn't it? They wouldn't go forward. It wouldn't even go back. It just go sideways, like repelling magnets. Oh, that was an awful combo.
And then Giles Coke
were even in the same side. I never got that.
Yeah,
Mick Ball. It was Mick Ball at his finest.
It was.
It was Scugless at Newcastle. I mean, Cruncher, Douglas, Skuse and Hine, what a midfield trio. I mean,
see, Hine, I was a big gutted. I liked Hine. I thought when he came in from youth, he was really good. I thought, nice battler and stuff like that. But then he just, petered out.
Yeah.
And then Giles Coke, to flip it on to Giles Coke. I saw him at Colchester on his trial. I knew he wasn't good enough then. Was amazed he got given a contract. What can you say about a guy that didn't threaten the first team at all?
Yeah, just another mistake. I was at that Colchester game as well. I saw him. I thought, nah.
He was trash.
Yeah, he was. He's awful. And I think, no, because at least you can look at players and look at potential. A good 5 minutes here. Can that be developed? Can we make that 15 minutes? Now it's 15 minutes. Can we get a half out of him? Then maybe he can be a good sub. Who knows? But it was just nothing there, was it? For me, it was just like, you can sign someone, you've got 2 hours, go.
Yeah.
That's what that was.
McCarthy did that a lot, didn't he, Mike? He signed players that were just squad filler. Just were not particularly good.
Yeah. I mean, James, what James put up there about his son being told to F off by Lee Martin. Do you know what, mate? That's exactly why Lee Martin was. He was an ego. He come from Man United, thought he was a ready-made footballer, and when he weren't. And to say that to to his son and that, it's just bang out of order and should never be in football.
Yeah.
Obviously, we can't.
Friends of mine went to friends of mine went to the Ipswich Town game, and Roy Keane was there, and the people asked him autograph, and he turned around and said, "Well, I'm sorry, but I'm here to play football, not sign your autographs." I'm like, well, just be friendly, It's just, what's that all about?
Ashley Bell, who was the young French guy who took months of red tape to sign, never played? That was Chick Kimura or Chick Kimura. I'm going to say Kimura. But he was the first guy that tweeted out that Paul George had been sacked, wouldn't he? Because he tweeted out the tweet in French, the coach has departed or something like that. But yeah, that was under Paul George. Oh, there's been loads. We'll have some fun in the coming weeks.
Who was the French guy? I think he was a French guy. I think we signed him from the league below. He had really long hair in like a band, and he had like a reputation for being really dirty and aggressive. And I think and he never played a game for us or something.
No, he didn't.
No, he came from Southend, didn't he?
Yeah, Southend. That's it. Yeah, then he departed really quickly out the door.
Yeah.
Cope was as good as Le Pen, wasn't he?
Oh no, Le Pen broke his foot. Giles Cope was just shit.
Like he had two broken feet.
Yeah, but that free kick, he came on his first free kick, and then he ended up breaking his foot. That was so funny. Oh my days, that was terrible.
Start things to come. That was.
I mean,
that would be lucky to get 18 seconds out of a player.
If you said Emir Carrick, I'd have gone with it, but not. Right, on to Swindon. I've asked you for your teams. You've kindly given me your teams. So we'll start with Ben. This is your proposed lineup versus Swindon. I don't know why I put Swindon, but there we go. We'll go with it.
Swindon.
There's absolutely no on the mind.
Yep, there's no width there whatsoever. I think now that Edwards I don't think he's going to play anymore. So there's no possible width game that you can rebalance on the other side of the pitch. So that's a very kind of narrow down the middle, Dobra and Bishop to support, working behind Hawkins, and Drinan kind of supporting through the middle. It's a really strange lineup, I know, but I'm trying to think of things that Cook hasn't really tried yet. And it's so narrow. Because width work doesn't work for us. So I'm really trying to think of what hasn't he tried that he might if I were him. Something completely out there. So is Drinan a better support for a big lump up front? Can Dobra and can Bishop, can they actually work on sort of either side of it? I do, honestly. It's completely out there. But do you know what? You've tried everything else. Why the hell not? Because the other side is stick 8 under-23s in there and roll coins over the lineup.
Vicky's not impressed. Fuck with that lineup. Might as well not bother turning up.
As opposed to what lineup? Well, that we don't turn up. We've tried
question.
We don't turn up anyway. That's why I've done it.
Let's have Mike Brown's versus Swindon. Swindon, Mike Brown. Who you got? What you got? James Wilson.
This is not a team I would put out, but this is what I think Cook will put out. I think Wilson, I like Wilson. I'm not sure that he'll be here this season, but Kenlock will be left back because obviously Ward has gone. I don't like it, but we've got Dazelle and that. I think Bishop will play in them three. He'll play them. Edwards on your left and Bennett and Hawkins up front. That's just what I think he'll play. If he does, he can't dig any of these out because, he's done that in the past. I think for me, Hawkins... Hawkins, if Bishop can get ahead of Hawkins on the flick-ons, maybe, then maybe that. I was quite impressed with Hawkins last game. He worked, he's good in the air, and with our balls hitting in the air all the time, it's about the only player that can really do that, So
yeah, he turned up, didn't he? Yeah,
no room in there for Chambers, Mike.
Sorry,
no room in there for Chambers.
No. Maybe last game of the season.
Yeah.
But no, not for me. No.
Okay.
Look, do you know what? Chambers, he needs 3 games to reach 400 now, on it.
Yeah.
If it was me, I'd play him for the last 3 games. Look, this is the situation, Luke. You've been a great servant to the club. No one's going to say any otherwise. You're not going to be here at the end of the season. We're going to play you the last 3 games because we feel you deserve that. And then at the end of it, have a testimonial, beginning of the season or something, or during the pre-season, and then release him and let him go off.
And it would be the right thing to do.
Finish off his career somewhere else, and then get some coaching behind you, and come back and be a fitness coach or a life coach. Because for someone like I've given Chambers plenty of stick, but I have to stand here and say he's been a model player when it comes to looking after himself.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely
He's kept
correct.
fit. He's kept fit, and you know. So on that kind of thing, you have to give him respect. As a player, he should have, you know,
Yeah,
3 years ago. But
we had this Mill thing, didn't we? Which we'll talk about on Sunday. That's not what I want to talk about. But I've never seen Chambers pictured anywhere during, like, as in he's been here forever. It feels like 10 years at least. Could be less, could be more. But I've never seen him pictured in a restaurant, pictured in a bar, particularly in a bad run. So he is a model professional, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's on my chin, bro.
I've never, like I said, I've never rated him as a captain. I've never rated him as a player as such. But he's been a good average player for us. But he's handled himself with a lot of, I guess, you know, a lot of good decorum. He's really, like you say, he has been a model player that by the fact that he's had looked after himself, like Cruncher said. But you know, you then have players that decide they want to go to bugger off to London and have a nice romantic meal and dish out some berries and.
Well, we'll talk about that on Sunday because that is not an hour and 1 minute into a show conversation. That really fucking isn't. But I do like it. I'll just put my team up for Swindon. I've gone
Simpson.
with
I
want to see Simpson up front. I really do. Dobra behind him, Edwards on the right of him, Bishop behind him. Let me see what a strong, powerful centre forward can do to these players like Dobra. Outside of that, it's as you were. Cornell impressed me, but really, I want to see what Simpson can bring. He's under contract for next year. I'm not saying any way he'll force his way into any starting position or even close next year. But I've seen Drennan, shit. I've seen Hawkins, shit. I've seen Norwood, don't want it. Seen Jackson, don't want it. Let me see what Simpson can bring to the table now. Because I'm just as Paul Cook is, I'm done with it. There's nothing that Drennan can do or Hawkins or anybody can do to change my mind. They can all get in the bin, quite frankly.
The minds have already been made up. It's from the man himself. Doesn't matter.
You know. Ollie Starter, what is on Ben's TV? What is that? Is that Corrie?
That looks like the
Believe
ring.
it or not, that is the 4th season of Ackley Bridge. That's just a really badly timed pause. It's like Biker Grove for the 2021. It's really good, actually.
Is that the one where the teacher is having silly moments with a pupil?
Yeah, I've just finished the end of that story
Yeah,
now.
my wife has been watching that.
What a program! I really fancy the teacher on there as well. It's gorgeous. Oh,
Score prediction, please, tomorrow.
Score predictions. God, now where's a coin I can flip? I got one.
3-0 Town.
Tomorrow, you said.
Saturday. Sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, Jesus. Okay, let's change my plans. God.
3-0 Town.
Oh, come on. Based on what?
Pressure's off for both teams. Swindon aren't going to bother. We're not going to bother. We'll probably just put 3 goals past them.
That would be the Ipswich thing to do, to be fair. No, fuck that. 0-0.
Okay, Mike?
0-0.
Mike, it's Ipswich.
Look, I've got a tenner. I've got a tenner on, and it was people asked me where I did it. I've got it on red. I've got it on my phone somewhere. I got 80-1 for a tenner for Ipswich not to score a goal for the rest of the season. So I'm hoping for 0-0.
Tasty.
I'm hoping for a 0-0, but if we do, that'll be a 1-0. I can't see us scoring any more than 1 goal.
Okay. All right. Fine. As we close off tonight's show, don't forget tomorrow, 5 p.m, the under-18s kick off their FA Youth Cup action against Sheffield United. A big good luck to everybody involved with them. Hope to bring you some sort of show after it in some capacity. Still trying to flesh it out. But yeah, good luck to them. Are they going to win tomorrow, Ben?
Yeah, I think so. Pride, passion, youth haven't been touched by the cynic nature of the world and football. Yeah, 3-1.
Mm-hmm. It's Mike D's birthday this weekend. Have a good birthday, Mike.
Happy birthday, Mike. Have a good one,
birthday,
man. Excellent. Getting a little bit better weather, coming out of lockdown. Enjoy yourself, son. Lovely.
Vicky's also got a bet going. We always got another goal this season. Oh, that poor dog. That poor dog of hers. Better run and hide. Mike, because when they score 3 on Saturday, she's not going to be right at me. Mike, Town Youth, they're going to win?
I desperately want them to win. I want them to show the senior squad what passion and playing for that shirt really means. Look, if they lose, I'll be gutted. I'll be so gutted for them. But go on, boys, go out there and get a win. Get yourself to the final.
Yeah. Absolutely. Right, we're back Saturday, 2:30 match day ticket. Ben, Mike, the chat, we love you, appreciate you all, and we'll see you on Saturday. Stay safe.
Love you, lads. Take care.